We are back with more What's Now, taking a look at your health and some recent recommendations from the CDC. If you're between the ages of 19 and 59, the CDC recommends that you get vaccinated for hepatitis B. In fact, if you were born before 1991, you likely were not vaccinated for this. I recently spoke with a physician about why this is important and why now. Let's take a look.
The CDC wants you to get vaccinated against hepatitis B. In fact, new recommendations represent the latest national approach against the highly infectious, incurable, and potentially fatal virus, especially if you were born before 1991. You're likely not vaccinated. Here to talk about this is Dr. Arun Jesudian, Assistant Professor of Medicine at Weill Cornell Medicine in New York, New York. Dr. Jesudian, thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Who is at risk for hepatitis B?
Yes, hepatitis B is a virus that infects your liver and can potentially cause chronic liver disease, cirrhosis, and liver cancer. It is transmitted through blood-to-blood contact, but really anyone who has not been vaccinated against hepatitis B or has not been previously infected is potentially at risk for contracting it. And that's why I've partnered with Dynavax, the makers of the hepatitis B vaccine, Hepatitis B, on this educational campaign.
What is the current hepatitis B CDC recommendation for adults?
The CDC recently recommended that all adults ages 19 to 59 be vaccinated against hepatitis B to protect themselves from this potentially dangerous virus.
And what is it about that age group, adults ages 19 through 59, that necessitates them needing to be vaccinated against the hepatitis B virus?
As you mentioned, we've done a great job at vaccinating our children starting in 1991. Infants started being vaccinated against hepatitis B, but we really had neglected our adult population. And so within this age group, most Americans are not vaccinated against this preventable virus, which if you get infected is incurable and can cause those major liver disease. So that's the reason this age group is being highlighted by the new CDC recommendation.
What advances have been made in hepatitis B vaccines?
The older hepatitis B vaccines required 3 doses given over 6 months. So many patients did not complete that vaccination series, leaving them potentially not immune to hepatitis B. We now have the vaccine Hepatitis B that is approved in adults ages 18 and older. This is a 2-dose vaccine that you get over the period of 1 month. So it is an easier dosing regimen to complete and be fully protected against hepatitis B. Now you can go to the website Hepatitis B for information on the safety of this vaccine, the prescribing information, and even to find a pharmacy where you can receive it. If you're wondering about potential side effects, they're generally mild with Hepatitis B and can involve arm soreness at the site of the injection, fatigue, or headache.
And why hasn't hepatitis B been eliminated if there's been vaccines available for more than 40 years?
It's a great question. It's partly that we were focusing our vaccines on, again, that group of children starting in 1991, or those we thought were at risk based on certain risk factors, and not on the general population as we're now finally doing with this new CDC recommendation. And also that those older hepatitis B vaccine regimens did require those 3 doses over 6 months. So it was difficult for patients to complete that full series and be fully protected.
And again, where can people get vaccinated and get more information?
They can go to the website hepatitisb.com for information on hepatitis B virus, the hepatitis B vaccine, and also you can put in your zip code and find a pharmacy near you where you can receive the vaccine.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Arun Jesudian, for joining us today. Really appreciate this important information about hepatitis B vaccine. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.